Hello, my friends, family, and colleagues. Well, this video is going to be quite interesting, especially for vegans and vegetarians, but generally also putting the correct perspective on what is happening during the cleanses. I received a challenge. My friend challenged me to explain how do these cleanses work, and if plants are toxic, how come that there are benefits in health achieved by using targeted cleanses? Targeted means you go and focus the cleanse on particular organ or tissue. And this can be done only by using toxins that will affect the particular tissue. Now, he said, if you do a good job on this, I'm going to donate towards your new motorcycle. Well, I cannot pass this opportunity. I need a more comfortable bike because of my wife. I love my bike. I have a little KTM 390 Adventure, but has a relatively short running suspension for off-road, so it has to be stiffer, not to bottom out, and it becomes less comfortable. It's okay when I'm standing, but when I'm with my wife and we're always together, I have to keep sitting, and then it's quite uncomfortable, and especially for her in the back. Anyway, so I need a little more comfortable bike, and of course, for this needs this. I don't have a car, so I'm gonna take this challenge. So whenever we are talking about cleansing, and alternative medicine knows very well that toxins are in play whenever we feel bad. So how do we get rid of these toxins? And we have all these cleanses like colon cleanse. The most popular colon cleanse is using a coffee enema. Then we have liver cleanse. For liver cleanses, the most common is combination of olive oil, vitamin C, so some kind of a citrus, or mostly a lemon, with addition of different plants. There are all kinds of stuff being cooked for liver cleanse. You target liver, make it work harder to detoxify. Now, I speak about this quite often, but things are not the way we are being told. Then, of course, there is a kidney cleanse, also involved plants. Every targeted cleanse involves plants. And, there are all kinds of gurus. Just open the internet, and if you want to do any of these cleanses, be my guest. Just go along. But this particular challenge is directed to very expensive a cleansing program that involves the main body systems, like related to the earth elements, like the earth, wood, metal, fire, water. I'm reading it from a site called ZENCLEANZ. Okay, so the elementals are actually nothing to do with particular wood or metal, but the elementals basically go through earth, water, air, and fire. And very often in ceremonies, you call in those elementals, and according to the body, then you say, my flesh is earth, the water is my blood, the air is my breath, and the fire is my spirit. Those are the true elementals. But everybody improvises. So here we go to the Zen. I'm going to focus on this because this is my attention was put on it, and also it is supposedly the complete cleanse of the body. And to my understanding, it's expensive protocol involving a lot of their produce that they are sending to you, that you have to buy to do these cleanses systematically. And how these things in general work? Well, you target an organ, liver, you target through oil, and then you put some citric. Why you put citrus? Because it closes cellular hydration. So it does not really trigger a deep cleanse. It just affects partially the organ, forcing it to work a little harder. And yes, it will eliminate, cleanse, but only the organ, and only superficial on a duct form, not a cellular form, because citrus automatically closes the cells. There is no cellular hydration. And so do many other or almost all plants. And maybe here, with this targeted by different systems, we will see their explanation. But what is a very important thing? That since you are doing targeting cleanses and through poisonous medicinal remedies, you are locking the cells, which means cells will not absorb, but they also will be prevented from releasing, which means that when you do these things, cells do not release toxins, their own acids and toxins, into the blood. So the only toxin will be from a plant, and plant toxins, number one, they are kind of controlled by the body. Body does not want them, so it's more difficult for them to penetrate. Much less will penetrate, making the blood toxic enough to close the cell, but not toxic enough that it is going to take the trigger necessity of elimination, especially if the blood plasma is low. Body is designed to eliminate all the time, but if the blood plasma is low, then it is the conflict between the necessity to eliminate and necessity to increase plasma levels. So whatever will be more important at the moment, it is going to be happening. And since when you take toxic remedy through mouth, well, right away you are going to affect your intestines, and they will not absorb well because the membranes constrict. So absorption is not there. More liquid remains in the intestine, making the stool softer, which normally would not happen if your body is dehydrated. It is going to try to absorb every little piece of plasma with it. But if the intestine is poisoned, well, the cells tighten up and the absorption is much weaker. Liquid remains longer in the intestines and actually softens the stool. So it is not what we are being told. The fiber does it. No, it's the poisoning that prevents absorption. This is why as soon as you stop eating vegetables and you stick, let's say, just to the meat, you get into constipation. They say, you see meat constipates. No. Your body is in desperate need of plasma, of water. It will be absorbing every drop of it as long as the absorption is not impeded through poisoning the intestinal system. So you stop poisoning it and body starts absorbing like crazy. And this dries your excrement, makes it hard, and leads to constipation. So let's see this Zen. Oh, I have to put it. They put right away monk over there in picture. The visual. You are selling your product. You are selling your idea and your product. And now, question is, if these things are toxic, how come the people heal? Well, people feel better. Everybody who switches from the regular diet that is filled with lots of carbohydrates and vegetables and all kinds of stuff, meat. What happens when you start poisoning your system? When you switch only to plants and raw plants, you immediately restrict absorption. So your stool becomes better because moisture gets trapped in the intestine. And because you restrict the absorption, not so much toxin will be absorbed into the blood, but what is absorbed is toxic, so it closes cellular structure. So cells stop releasing toxins, and overall, your blood is less toxic. Now, when this happens, you feel better. Automatically, you feel better. And since your cellular structure remains toxic because you are daily, multiple times a day, you are poisoning your body, you feel great. You don't have flu, because even when sudden shift happens, your cells are tight, your membranes, cell membranes are tight already. So even if the body goes in a squeezing position, if you squeeze the sponge, but the pores are already closed, well, nothing comes out. It's like a closed cell foam. You put in water, you squeeze it, well, nothing happens because all the cells are closed. No, nothing comes in and out. You don't pollute the blood. You don't have symptoms of toxic blood and detox. You have no flu. So it's crucial to understand that symptoms that we experience are, when we say, oh, we are safe, are symptoms of toxic blood and detox. Now, the toxicity in the blood can come either from what we eat, but this is cumulative process unless it's something very toxic, very poisonous. Then it hits you right away, then you vomit and have diarrhea immediately. But otherwise, plants are those plants that we are eating. Some plants are very toxic. You take a bite and you die. But majority of plants that we consider to be our food, they are very mild, they have mild toxicity, but good enough, if nothing else, to stop the absorption, especially the cellular hydration. And of course, you start feeling better when you don't absorb garbage. You prevent cells from detoxifying to push the cellular toxin into the blood. And at the same time, you're not hydrating, so you're not raising the plasma levels because you have no absorption. And in most cases, all these diets prohibit salt. My friend now, who came from Poland for dealing with emotional problems. Now, when it's treated by shamans through plants, he's not allowed to take salt. For 1 week, he didn't go to bathroom. Completely closed down because, again, the plants that he's taking is not taking through mouth. He's being cleansed on the outside, washed. So his intestines have a good absorption. But he's not allowed to take salt and not to drink much water at all. So the water he drinks will be quickly absorbed, and body is in need of it, in need of plasma. And since it cannot hold the plasma because he's not allowed to take salt, and although he has good diet, still body is cleansing. So he urinates, but no excrement because everything is soaked into the body because intestines are not being poisoned. If he would get the medicine, plant medicine, through mouth, would be a different situation. Then he would get diarrhea, nausea. It's all the way how you target the body. And since the shaman that's helping my friend, they know, they are led how to implement plant for the targeted detox, in his case, emotions. But here, we are going to go to this Zen cleanse, and let's start with what they call the basic first cleanse necessary. They call it the earth cleanse, which is the digestive system. All right, so let me see. View details. Here we go. Right away, there is a bunch of liquids, prepared drinks that they have to drink. And of course, they say it's very important to cleanse the intestines because there is a lot of stuff is coating the intestines, which I explained through my videos that, yeah, because of bad diet, because of poisoning, the cells do not absorb very well. Then they have a problem with the cellular dehydration of the intestine itself. So it has difficulty even with mucus production because there is not enough plasma left to do this. And because of wrong diet, you have bacterial growth, which are there to deal with this, to break down the stuff. And then, since the intestine is trying to absorb, well, what is close to the intestinal wall will start drying up. And you're going to start having thicker and thicker mucus or biofilm forming around. And it can become quite gelatinous and very difficult, a barrier on a intestine itself. So they put a combination of drinks. Okay, it's right here, $250. You buy these little things, and then you drink them. Of course, they will lead you step by step. That costs you extra. And this way, they say you will slowly break down this biofilm, and you will get diarrhea. You get diarrhea because it's a toxic stuff that you don't absorb. You close down intestines and allow now this to start flushing out. Now, what happens when you take a cellular protocol, which costs you $0? Well, $22 for the whole thing of donation. And if you cannot donate, you get it for free. So, kind of difference between $250 and $20. And the $20 for protocol, cellular protocol, actually cleans your whole body. There is no additional. We are talking here first stage, just stomach, intestinal cleanse. And of course, the active ingredients is here. Okay, what they say. Step and so on. Okay, so they just said, since the birth we have a clogged system, which is getting firmer and firmer, and da. So, do they have any recapitulation? Intestinal colon cleansing response may include. Okay, so now, how your body responds this? What is your body's response to this liquids that you are going to drink, all based on plants? Many symptoms of digestive disturbance may occur when cleansing the digestive system. Okay, so let me see. Enzymes working. Okay, so enzymes that you will be drinking are going to be working. Yeah, the toxins they might want to say. Well, they don't even tell you what you may expect. I can just guess that you are going to have diarrhea because they have to poison the intestines stronger, so they don't even absorb anything, and you just force flushing. Again, one of the most common is coffee enema. The only thing is that this may not go as deep. When you start going from the mouth down, then you are affecting your small intestine as well, the complete digestive system. You poison it, and you force rejection. And you may even vomit. I don't know if with them you vomit, but if you do cellular protocol, if you are very toxic, you are going to vomit as well. Costs you nothing. It's a water and sea salt. So, yeah. So they don't disclose here actually the nutrients that they put in this intestinal ZENCLEANZ. So we don't get much answer here. Okay, so let's see. What is the next one? The next one is liver. Okay, so this is the second phase. And liver cleanse, well, we basically know there are so many different liver cleanses, targeted liver cleanses. So you use them or you use this Zen. It's up to you. ZENCLEANZ, again, $250, $49, it's the difference. So I guess each step is going to cost you about the same amount of money. And you get liquids made out of vegetable. If you are looking at cleanses on okay, this is a kidney superfoods video. But here, the best foods for liver cleanse, cruciferous vegetables. Those are the greens that we normally eat. Okay, and in these cruciferous vegetables, one of the most promoted one is a kale. Kale is very toxic. It creates gas. Right away it's toxic. And of course, Brussels sprouts. You have there cauliflower. What do we have here? Broccoli, of course. So those are the toxic greens. They do liver. The liver healthy food. Now, what do we see here? Again, let's go to the Zen people. Let's go to the Zen people and see. Okay, liver cleanse. You'll experience watery stool on the day after liver cleanse until everything, when taken out, your liver will be flushed with a drink. The same thing you get with regular seawater, the sea plasma. The cellular protocol does exactly the same thing. So now we are talking about $500 or $600. No, $250, $500 versus $20. Okay, and your cells are still being closed because you are achieving these cleanses through poisoning of your body and forcing the body to eliminate. And as it's eliminating also the stuff that should not be in the body, not only the poisons that you are putting in the body to trigger this. But you don't need to poison your body to trigger cleanse. You can just put surplus of minerals and you achieve exactly the same thing without poisoning the body, which means the cells will not close down the membranes. So you go, actually, as soon as you lower the toxic level of the blood, you are going to go into cellular hydration and detox. And this is why the cleansing through cellular protocol, it is not a 3-day cleanse, or this is supposed to be 7-month cleanse, but it may take a couple of years or longer because it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper using the same exact method. Instead of poisoning, giving a surplus of minerals and forcing the body to eliminate the surplus at the same time is cleansing. And since you are not blocking the poisoning the intestines, your body is soaking in the plasma like crazy, and it can do the cleansing. And not to be constipated while doing this, you have to put way more plasma than body will need, so a lot of it remains in the intestine and continues with the flush. This is why I always guide you, you have to maintain diarrhea every day. This will give you the sign that you provide enough plasma so your body can hydrate and cleanse at the same time. So you are not dehydrating yourself by having diarrhea and by going to bathroom multiple times a day. Doctors tell you, well, one of the first signs of your kidney getting bad is you have to get up at night to urinate. And later on multiple times, your kidneys are failing. It's not true. This is not true. It means that you are eliminating. You are eliminating because you are toxic. And you will be eliminating multiple times as long as you have enough plasma. And if you don't take plasma, then you don't eliminate until you get further problems with the prostate, where you get irritation, and you simply have to go and you have problem eliminating, you have problem urinating. So you cannot even urinate properly. But those are complications later on because you didn't take care of the first problem, which is dehydration. So, what else do these smart people say? Other detoxification symptoms can occur while you're cleansing liver and gallbladder. Of course, you can get green stool, you can get yellow stool because you are cleansing the liver and gallbladder. But you, again, don't have to poison yourself to do that. Poison the rest of the body. Same thing happens when you're on self-healers protocol. And more problems that your organs have. You may find things coming out. You may find stones coming out. You may find all different colors. You may find semi-hard, like coagulum, things coming out of green and red color. This is all cleansing. But again, you don't have to poison yourself to cleanse. And of course, you don't have to spend $500 for this. Huh? Okay, let's go further. So this is a step 2. Now the step 3, I think here we are talking about lungs. Let's see what they say here. Yeah, lung cleansing. And again, they have bottles they sell. Oh, this one is $369, $370. So, well, we are jumping a little bit. So we are approaching $1,000. And of course, when you drink this, they say, what does it say here? Following a mucus-free diet, okay, because you're on vegetables, so it's mucus-free. Because what is mucus? What is considered mucousy diet? Dairy. Why? Because it has plasma, has minerals and water, which means when you absorb this, you elevate the blood plasma level a little bit, and if body is toxic, it immediately goes into detox. And since it's very toxic, it doesn't eliminate only through kidneys; it eliminates through mucosal tissue by eliminating toxins through mucus. So as you are producing the mucus, it's part of elimination of the toxicity from your blood through mucosal tissue. You may target the lungs, and if your lungs have been injured, if you're a smoker or work in a mining industry, or in general you're exposed to a lot of dust, sawmills, all kinds of mills, your lungs will be in bad shape, and they will go to detox. How do they detox? Through producing mucus, phlegm. Well, again, you don't have to poison yourself to get there. Should take cellular protocol. We are still on the initial $20. Pardon me, $22. Okay, and you will have runny nose, runny eyes. You'll have diarrhea. You may even be vomiting. You have complete your production of phlegm, coughing. You have all these detoxes without poisoning yourself. Okay, so let's go further. Here we are. ZENCLEANZ Flow. Okay, focusing now on blood and lymphatic system. Again, they give you Kakamakai product, and they say, okay, this product increases your blood flow. It speeds up your blood circulation. Okay, so let's see what they say here. What to expect when doing the flow cleanse, the blood and lymphatic cleanse, they call it. The invigorating blend boosts circulation all over the body. Please do not be alarmed. The contents of this blend are meant to boost flow of the body to flush toxicity. The skin may itch, becomes red, feel full, and feel increased pulsation. These sometimes intense sensations will pass. This is opportunity to feel an experience of increased circulation and this is not supposed to cause alarm. Well, what increases the speed of circulation and produces itchy, sensitive skin? Inflammation. Feeling of redness. What does that? Increased blood toxicity. Now, this toxin can come from your cells as a part of detox, or you can absorb them as a part of this targeted cleanse. So they target with poisonous plants and liquids that your body will absorb, but then it will create need for rapid elimination of this. It's basically a diuretic effect with poisoning, stronger poisoning. So body's reaction to suddenly poisoned blood, sepsis, is to increase heart rate, to speed up the blood circulation, to eliminate faster these toxins. And yes, you will eliminate the toxins that you just drank through this healing program, or I call it targeted poisoning program. And while you are cleansing this, you will also cleanse the rest of the stuff, lowering the overall plasma level in your body as you go along, which you are not replenishing. So you are steadily, through all these cleanses, you are steadily putting yourself in deeper and deeper state of dehydration. Nobody mentions that because it's unimportant. You feel better after this. Well, if you are familiar with my work, at least partially, you will immediately see through this bullshit. But again, you may not see it the way I do. So we go after the blood poisoning. Then the final one, ZENCLEANZ origin. Whatever that means, we are going to figure out. Kidney cleanse. So that's the last one. Well, it's the same as the liver cleanse. We are going to be diverted to plants that are going to make you urinate more. Well, hell, drink distilled water, you'll urinate like crazy because body has to eliminate water it cannot bond to minerals. So it immediately flushes out. And this is why the alternative healers are in firm belief that distilled water cleanses you faster because you can actually see it. You're drinking distilled water and you're urinating at the same time. That's how quickly body wants to eliminate it. It cannot hold it without minerals. It's not cleansing, it's just eliminating water. But again, you just observe what's happening, you listen to what you are being told, and you are happy. Now, what do they say about this do? This cleanse completes the 5-element detoxification system. Of course, this cleanse costs you $389. Okay, so we got up there. So we have over $1,000 plus their guiding. And after that, you may need ambulance. What do they say? Anything special here on the system? It uplifts and revitalizes the body. Well, you must feel pretty good after you stop poisoning yourself. What is the most important thing to understand? Whenever you are using targeted cleansing, which means you are using plants, you are closing your cellular structure. So your cells will close up, they will not hydrate, and they will not detox. What is causing our chronic health issues? We are still eating the same food as when we were young. Since that food is mildly toxic, does not really create any need for forced elimination. And if there is a need for plasma, because body is dehydrated, the body definitely is not going to go and cleanse something that is not really bothering it nearly as much as the low plasma level does. So it will try to hydrate. And it has difficulty hydrating because intestines are always poisoned and shut to absorption. Very often the intestines is so dehydrated on a cellular level that it goes into inflammation. And this is your thing when you are having all these problems like Crohn's disease and SIBO and all kinds of names we have given to it. It's nothing more than poisoning. Probiotics do not help because it has nothing to do with the type of bacteria it has. It is about type of toxin that you are having. And it's toxic action. Well, you feel better because you close the cells. What causes the elderly people to develop chronic health issues? Because they are so dehydrated that cleansing is not possible. And then the cells are dry, and time comes when simply cell will have to eliminate some of the toxins. And as toxins seep out, they make blood very toxic. This is why when there is a flu season, a lot of elderly people die. Very toxic people die because when the cells release toxins into already toxic blood, it goes to shut down of the system. Electricity cannot flow. Too many toxins are resistors. Too much resistance to electric flow. They croak. If you can stop cells from releasing toxins, you feel better. But then your blood has to be poisoned because if blood gets clean, the cellular membrane opens up and cell will hydrate and vomit the toxins into the blood, which makes it toxic. This is where symptoms of diseases come. This is where the symptoms of septicemia comes. Your inability to concentrate, inability to sleep, blurred vision, pains and aches, your headache, your muscle ache, your joint pain, fever. When people have slightly elevated fever, temperature of body for extended period of time, why? Blood toxicity is higher. And body is holding on plasma because it is in desperate need for plasma, so it cannot waste it by eliminating. And through heat, elevated heat, it's trying to shift the vibration, which may lead to partial detox through shifting of experience. Vibration is experience. And also creates sweating. So you lose way less liquid if you are sweating usually only through areas which are irritated or hotter than other area, like inguinal area underneath your arms, flaps underneath breast, women's breast, or if you are obese, then flaps on the skin underneath. So you're going to be sweating there more. Detoxifying, which brings more toxins there, creates local inflammation, redness, itchiness. Detox. Again, I say you don't have to poison yourself to put your body in a detox. You just have to provide it with higher levels of plasma, and it goes into detox by itself. But then, how do you provide it with more plasma if you are giving toxic food that prevents absorption? Your stool gets soft, you may get diarrhea, and you don't get hydration. You gotta stop poisoning yourself. But when you do it with the plants, you target different system, and you achieve less intense symptom of detox. But it's only partial detox. Once when you stop, if you continue eating wrong food, the cells stay closed, toxic level of the blood is lower, you feel better. But if you stop poisoning yourself through food, and your intestines start absorbing, you go into constipation immediately because your body needs hydrating. I hope you're understanding the process. It's really simple, but because we are being told so much nonsense around our health, our programs that we create from the information we receive sometimes stay in the way of us understanding. This is why I have comments. People say, "Oh, Darko, I'm reading your book now for the 5th time, and I see things I didn't see them before." And it's normal because your brain has to switch from one way of thinking to another way of thinking. And it's a process. It's like learning your instrument. So at the beginning, you know 3 chords, then you know 4, then 5, then 6, and you can make more and more elaborate music. Same as with everything else. First, you absorb only those things that you can kind of get with interference with program that you already have. And as it sits down and your body, your mind wraps itself around it, next time you read, it finds 3, 4 things more that before skipped because simply was too much for the brain to deal with. And this process continues. This is part also of the awakening process. We cannot grasp all the truths at once because we would not believe anything. So little by little, things are being injected. Politics, through banking. I'm trying to do it with health, but it's like I'm trying to break a wall with a fist. It's difficult. Little by little, as people are awakening, maybe they will start awakening also to truths related to health, medicinal remedies, understanding that everything medicinal is toxic. Well, I hope I deserve contribution for my motorcycle. And my wife is laughing. God bless you. Let's continue with this awakening process. Namaste.